ladies and gentlemen, now for your official introduction, the fighter fighting out of the red corner, weighed in at 84.1. He's 29, stands 6'2". He fights out of Lockdown MMA and hails from Lubawa, Poland, Sebastian Sroka. And his opponent fighting out of the blue corner, weighed in at 83.9. He's 27, stands 5'11". He fights out of Asylum Valley Judo and hails from Wakefield, Chris Hill. Your referee, Mr. Paul Crossley.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, our final pro contest is in the middleweight division. Sebastian Sroka from Lockdown MMA fighting out of the red corner in the purple Dethrone shorts as he takes on AVT's Chris Hill. 0-1 as a pro is Sebastian Sroka. This is Hill's pro debut, and the last fight Chris Hill had in 2019, 2.5 years ago, was an amateur loss to Sebastian Sroka. So we've got the rematch.
A rematch 3 years in the making. And what makes this a really interesting fight is Sebastian Sroka won those first 2 rounds, but I think Chris Hill figured out in the 3rd round that he had the wrestling advantage and then won the 3rd. So this is basically picking up right from where we left off. Let's see if Chris Hill uses that knowledge that he has from their last fight in order to get the jump on him early.
Sebastian Sroka has certainly been the more active competitively in the last 21 months. But you have no doubt that training down at AVT, Chris Hill's going to be he's going to have been putting the rounds in.
Oh, yeah.
And you talked about the wrestling.
Here it comes. This is what I thought. It took him a little bit of a while to get the wrestling going in their first fight because I don't think he was aware about how much of an advantage he had over Sebastian. But obviously in this fight, he's taking it to him a lot earlier. Switches to the single leg.
Yes. Sroka defending the takedown well at the moment. Look just how much effort Hill is putting into this.
There we go, though.
Gets him up.
And gets the takedown.
Into the half.
Looks like Sebastian's got a bit of a guillotine on here, but it's not the tightest position possible.
And it's only
it's like a half guard. I mean, he would like to have his other leg around the back of Chris Hill.
Yeah.
Have Chris Hill a bit more square to him. Right now, Chris is pretty much almost completely side onto him like he would be in side control. So there's not going to be a lot of pressure going on here. And Chris Hill looks like he might even think about the Von Flue if Sebastian doesn't let go of this grip.
He's going to that head's going to pop out at some point now.
You can see the hairline. As soon as you can see the hairline, you know the head's going to pop out.
I mean, Sebastian pulling hard. Got that one butterfly in.
It does look... Yeah, there's too much of Chris Hill's head available there. He's going to pop out.
Wow, you got an educated audience screaming for the Von Flue choke. That's brilliant. Brilliant.
Here, he's got his hand. See now he's so close. All he needs to do is get his hands clasped together here, press his shoulder into the side of Sebastian Sroka's neck, and then the Von Flue might be on. But you know, when you're in the moment, you know, you're in the heat of battle, you don't always necessarily see.
Is it still called the Von Flue? I thought they called it the OSP or something.
I think technically it's still called the Von Flue, despite how much Joe Rogan has tried to popularize it as the OSP.
Well, I'm on Joe Rogan's team. I think we'll call it the OSP choke. It's easier to pronounce.
This is true.
Again, Sebastian doing well from the bottom to keep Hill suitably busy, that he's not taking shots, not eating damage.
Well, he's left the arm around the head, which is taught to you at an early age in your MMA career is the wrong thing to do, because yes, you leave yourself available for the Von Flue, but also you're basically taking that arm out of the equation as something you can use to defend yourself, and you're not going to be able to get the choke here. But as you say, it has stopped Chris Hill from being able to get off some vicious ground and pound, and because he's not going for the Von Flue, it's not a threat.
It really is just a case of I'm going to stay here and not let you tighten up that grip. But
I mean,
you can see the grimace. I mean, yeah, gets his hand in there, fights the hands, and pops the head.
And now the head's finally popped out.
A lot of output at the moment for Chris Hill.
But as we said in the beginning, we've picked up from where the last fight left off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he found a route to success, and now he's using it even more onto the back now.
He just found it too late in that
And the
last fight.
hook's in.
He's found it early now. See, Sebastian's trying to turn back into Chris Hill and get his back flat.
Chris just happy to control the wrist at the moment.
He is going to be tempted to turn towards his right as Sebastian Sroka and turn away from Chris Hill because he does have that left leg free. But Chris Hill will follow him. There we are. Yep. That looks tight.
That's under. That's tight,
Oh,
but
no,
only 10 seconds left.
Not
He
enough
got
time.
that hand. He won't have.
Oh! That looked like he might. Oh.
No, he was reaching for it. He was just reaching.
We might need to see the replay.
Just
I
reaching.
think that looked like a feather, an ever so light feather on the shoulder.
Wow.
He definitely was close. I don't think if that had a few more seconds left.
Jay Furness giving the instructions to the ABT man. And although he had a lot of control, a lot of top.
Yep. See, let's look at these hands, especially at the end here. Look at that left hand of Sroka. Oh no, those are punches.
He
those
was
are punches.
punching.
Those are punches. From the angle we had live, it looked maybe like he'd done a little bit of a tap, but you win this one, Sroka.
Well, the seconds are cleared. Our second 5-minute stanza here.
I will say that I am more impressed with Sebastian Sroka's striking. I thought his striking looked a little bit cleaner in that first round than we see. Not a lot of it that we got to see, but obviously he's been working on it there again.
I mean, yeah,
He's looking cleaner in the striking.
Again, got to be judicious with the choice of when you throw those kicks, knowing that Chris Hill is going to look to try and...
Nice stutter step on the leg kick there by Chris Hill. That's a really good technique to use if you want to get the opponent prematurely checking.
Throws that low leg kick, this Hill.
Some nice tripling up on the jab there from Sroka. Nice inside leg kick. Again, this is what happened in the first fight. Sroka had the advantage on the feet, and then Chris Hill found the takedown in the third. Chris Hill knows that he has the advantage on the ground now after that first round, but is he going to be able to take down Sroka? Now Sroka knows what he wants.
And Sroka using good movement at the moment.
He knows that Chris Hill wants the takedown, so now he's angling off. Every time he feels his back getting closer to the fence, he now circles off.
Stiff jab, snaps the head back.
See how he's lifting that lead knee up as well, dissuading Chris Hill from throwing the kicks, but also occasionally using it to teep.
Yeah, it's hard to initiate the takedown if you're moving backwards.
More teeps up the middle. We didn't see this so much from Sroka before.
No,
his striking has improved.
And in the first round, Hill managed to close that distance fairly quick, get a hold of him and not let go. And in this round,
nice body head.
Sroka's lots of movement. Holds the center of the cage.
Nice jab from Sroka. Broke through the guard of Chris Hill. And another. Nice teep. Really keeping his distance well using these rangy attacks. Although Chris Hill smothers him up against the fence.
And it was only a matter of time because, as you pointed out, at range, Sroka was moving at will, picking him apart.
And Sroka defends the takedown now. This is where it becomes a fight.
Absolutely, and we'll see if he's going to be happy to keep him clinched up against the cage or whether you're going to see Sebastian Sroka look to disengage and get back into the open.
Or maybe even look for a takedown of his own, you never know. Sebastian does go for takedowns. He has got a good ground and pound game. And he might want to be making a statement back to Chris Hill. Like, actually, no, you don't have the jump on me in wrestling. I can take you down.
Right now, working hard up against the fence. Sroka pushing heavy, throwing a knee up the middle. Underhook for Hill.
Yep. Chris Hill unable to use that underhook, though, because you look at the placement of Sroka's left hand. It's stopping him from using the underhook effectively. Lovely spinning elbow attack. Nice double leg takedown, but reversed. Oh, and he reverses it back.
Again, we threw that spinning elbow attack, and it's brave and lovely, but it immediately closes the distance, and Chris Hill says, thank you very much.
Yeah. Although he's only been able to get the takedown now in the last 1 minute and 45 seconds of a 5-minute round, of which Sebastian was picking him apart.
Absolutely, but now if he throws some meaningful shot, got to be careful of the placement of that elbow.
They've got to be meaningful, though. He can't just accept top position and think that that's enough.
Yeah,
he's got to do damage.
He has to be chipping away.
More damage than Sebastian did to him on the feet.
Yes.
Which admittedly you could argue wasn't all that much, but it was something.
Absolutely. It was more than just control. Oh, look at that cover in the mouth.
And also remember, this is Chris Hill's pro debut, so I thought maybe elbows looked like they were a bit more on the table for him there, but because he hasn't been fighting that much at pro.
Sebastian Sroka just slips under and straight onto the back.
And that's taken away Chris Hill's real only opportunity to win this round.
Absolutely.
This is now Sebastian's round. They're one apiece.
Putting that weight down, collapses Chris Hill down. And now he's on the neck.
No, he doesn't have it. He's going to get mount, though.
Yeah, but if he can use it, uses it to get that dominant position. And if he can find any room at all.
See, now this is the difference in the position. Because he'd done the better work on the feet, Sroka just needs to hold this position for the next 20 seconds, whereas Chris had to expose himself to getting swept because he had to go for damage.
Absolutely. Still trying to work that single like a dog. Sroka.
Still on that single, though, not letting it go for anything.
And starts to chip away again just to leave that impression in the judge's mind.
Everything to play for in this third and final round. Sroka knows what Chris wants. Chris knows what Sroka wants. They both know their way to victory. Really compelling. It's going to come down to a battle of wills and conditioning in this awesome rematch.
And is it just a case that because Sebastian Sroka has been that little more active over the last 2.5 years, had the cage, had been in the fights, it's not the same as training.
Well, ring rust isn't real all of the time, but ring rust is real some of the time.
Yeah.
And maybe that might be a little bit of what we're seeing here for Chris Hill. He's taken a bit of time off, 3 years off. Adding on to that, it's a new rule set technically.
Absolutely.
It's a different length of fight, it's a different length of round.
Yep.
Everything's different from when he last competed.
It doesn't seem that the 5-minute rounds have depleted him too much. Still got a big smile on his face.
Both these guys show up in shape.
Cage door closes for the final time in this pro middleweight contest. Sebastian Sroka in the purple, representing Lockdown, and Chris Hill in the black AVT shorts.
Lovely snap kick to the body there from Sroka.
And then puts that teep right up the middle as well.
I like how he's reaching forward with his lead hand, hiding the jab. Gets his frame across the face. That's good work. Switches it to an underhook.
He's going to have
to
defend like mad, though. Yep.
So now this is what it can mean. If Chris Hill now holds this position, just keeps the referee from standing it up with shots when needed, he could win this fight. Sebastian's got to get back to his feet.
And chipping away, just little body shots.
That's all you need. We'll see how long it takes Paul Crossley to give them a warning for inactivity if it does come. But again, we're in the same position that we had before, where Sroka's holding onto this guillotine. Chris Hill's not really threatening with the Von Flu. I'm sure he's aware it's there, but he just might not feel like he's in the right position for it, especially now that he doesn't have his right hand around the back of Sroka's head.
I mean, Hill is trying to slowly move that half guard up a little bit higher, but
attacking a Kimura now.
Onto the arm, 2-on-1.
He's got his fingers around the wrist, but not his wrists around the wrists. And if you know anything about gripping, it's a lot easier to hold onto a Kimura when you're wrapping your wrists around your partner's arm rather than just holding on with your fingers. Right now, he's only got his fingers on, which is why Chris Hill is still able to fight that grip.
And onto the back, almost.
Chris Hill has got to make sure he holds on to his man here, though, because Sroka's still got 3 minutes now to get the judges on his side.
And now it's Sroka pushing Hill up against the cage, looking to try it. For a moment, looking like he was trying to clinch those hands behind the hips. Going there again.
He's going for his own takedown. Yeah, now they're one apiece, but Chris Hill hits the switch.
Now can he switch it out?
Sroka's very deep behind those knees. It's going to be tough work.
Beautiful scramble, you know, putting that pressure on the head of Sebastian Sroka, trying to keep that head low, but...
And people might be thinking, who are watching at home, as to why Sroka, who's having an advantage on the feet, didn't back away then, and then just when they were in the clinch up against the fence, why he didn't back away and strike. It's because Chris Hill then would have had the opportunity to reshoot on him.
That's right.
So he was like, why don't I just take you down, and then I'll ride out the rest of the round in top position.
Right, looking to try and take the back now, trying to get that hook in.
He's got no hooks in at the moment. Chris Hill's just got to shoot.
There's one.
There we are, he's turning the right way, and he's going to finish up on top.
Hill.
Got to get those hooks in before you go for
Yeah,
the submission.
absolutely.
Position before submission.
And
Chris
now
Hill
we've
has
got
2 minutes to make a statement.
2 minutes and 10 seconds to unleash hell.
He's got to posture up. Even if he loses position, he's got to posture up to do damage, because that's the only thing that's going to win him this round. It's been very close, but if he can get off some ground and pound, Chris might win it here.
Well, a minute and 48 left to play in this round.
But there's not been a lot of damage done this round.
No.
So you've got to think, even if you just get
Control.
a little bit done.
Sebastian Sroka, refusing to accept a bad position, keeps working, keeps
He's got
shifting.
that wrist ride. That wrist ride's really useful for landing ground and pound. And
Now
I think Chris
chipping
Hill
away.
might be earning himself the round here. Significant strikes and control time, both mounting up on the side of Chris Hill in this all-important third round.
And looking like he's going to try and take the back.
But he's got to stay on him. He can't allow Sroka to reverse position and get off damage of his own, because as we say, there's not been a lot of damage. Any amount could sway it.
Can't see what he's got there.
He's attacking the neck.
No, Sroka pushes off on the cage.
Reverses position. He's got a minute. He's got a minute to try and level the playing field a bit here.
Well, Chris Hill still got that had that one butterfly in.
Sroka's got to go for broke. He's got to land big. This fight is incredibly close.
Pushing down on the head now is Hill. Sebastian Sroka tries to climb up. Still had his hands clasped around those waists, around those hips, but
Chris Hill should just go for it now. He should just unload his ground and pound.
20 seconds left, he's on top.
Leave a good image in the minds of the judges to finish, and that's exactly what he's doing.
And wants to throw something a little more telling, no, the chipping away might not be enough. 10 seconds left to go.
3 years in the future, and we see these two fight again. Will we get a different result?
Well, we'll find out in about 10 seconds from now.
What a fantastic fight. Both men gave everything, as you can see. Exhausted, high-paced fight, physical fight.
Yeah, these two young athletes certainly left it all out there.
Here we are, we're looking at the replay of this third round. Sebastian Sroka definitely had his moment on top, but wasn't able to get his hooks properly and to secure the position. And that's why Chris Hill was able to escape. Look, he briefly got it in here, but Chris Hill turned into him.
He turns in,
And then he rode out what I assume to be the majority of control time. But
well,
it's up to the judges.
Amen, not up to us. Mr. Sefcon is over with our judges now getting the decision. A really entertaining fight there.
A great story told throughout the fight as well. First round Hill, second round Sroka. Everything boiled down to that really tight, close third round where you just couldn't really pick or remember who had the most control time or the most significant strikes. I've got a slight inclination that it's Chris Hill, but it's not my job to decide, thank God.
Amen. With no further ado.
Both guys gave absolutely everything.
Before our co-main event and our main event later, our two amateur title fights, let's turn this over to Mr. Sefcon. And he will make
to the center of the cage,
this
please.
result
Fighters to the center
official.
of the cage. Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 hard-fought rounds, we go to the judges' scorecard. All three judges score this 29-28 for your winner by unanimous decision in the blue corner, Chris Hill. Please show your appreciation for Sebastian Sroka.